Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you all of my completed pages for September 2022. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so there is a big stack of books here. There you go. And that's about 2/3 of it. There's actually another stack next to me. So we're going to go through this. This intro might be a little bit long. Then I'll do stack 1, stack 2, and then we'll end the video with my journal just to check some things off. Completed Pages videos is probably one of my favorite videos to watch. A little less favorite to film, not so much because I don't want to show you guys all the things that I've been doing. It's just they tend to be really long. And then I know as long as the video is, usually for me, it clocks in about an hour 20, hour 30, then that means at least 2 or 3 hours of me editing and scrubbing and zooming and just doing all of that before I even uploaded. So I just know it's going to be a time commitment, but it's the best show and tell kind of a project for me because I'm really just talking about one of the hobbies that I'm really passionate about. I'm lucky you can see all of the purple flags. As soon as I'm done with a page, I do like to tab it and then put it on its side on my shelf. And that way, when I'm doing this video, at least I don't have to fumble through any of the books to say, well, did I do that one or that one? I don't write anything down by way of completed pages. And then as I am transitioning from book to book, then I can just go straight to the completed page and not have to fumble. And I think it just makes it so that I can talk about whatever I want, knowing that I'm going to edit some of that stuff out by way of transitions and coughing or sniffing or anything like that, if I have a runny nose, which I kind of do. But it also makes it easier for you guys. You're not sitting through that. So that's my compromise to myself. I'm going to make my videos as long as I want them to be, knowing that I will still edit them as much as I can to make the viewing experience hopefully as enjoyable as I can, because no one's got time to sit through me fumbling through all of these different books. All right, so now that I've got that out of the way, let me go ahead and get started. They're not in any order. Well, no, that's not true. They're kind of in smallest to biggest so that it wouldn't slide. And again, there is another stack of books next to me. So it will be a bit of a longer video, but my completed pages videos generally are. All right, so I completed a picture out of here, Hannah Lynn's Sweet and Simple Whimsy Girls, and it's the pocket size edition, and I completed this, and this was for an Olga prompt. You're going to hear that particular phrase quite a bit because Olga's prompts actually drive a lot of my content by way of completed coloring pages, and the prompt that this was used for was rabbit. So it's the rabbit, I think, from Alice in Wonderland. And on here, there's a lot of alcohol markers, some mild liner, there's some dual hybrid metallic, and then in the eyes, there's some glossy accents. It was pretty straightforward. It was completed in a day. But yeah, I think she's really pretty. I do like these pocket-sized books, I must say. They do make it go really quickly, and it just gives me that sense of completion, plus the images are really pretty. But that is Sweet and Simple Whimsy Girls by Hannah Lynn. I completed a page out of here, A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. And it was this one right here. And again, another find and color prompt for Olga Rani, and the prompt was heart. This was done in mild liner, Brut Funner, Prisma, and dual hybrid metallic. All of my Lulu Mayo books I actually keep at work, and so this was done with products that I had at work, and that's why there is a little bit of pencil work, but all of the basing was done in various mild liners that I have, and I feel it just makes it go by a lot quicker. And then I also feel that it gives because I don't I don't really like Lulu paper. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like if I can do a marker base, or in this case, a highlighter base, because mildliners are marketed as highlighters, then any pencil work I do just gives a little bit of a definition, but I still have the impact of a colored page, if any of that makes sense. But that's the completed page out of this one, A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. I completed a page out of this, Be Relaxed in Color. The artist of this is Angela Porter, and this was one of my prompts for the September Coloropoly. I still need to take a picture of this and post it online, but one of my prompts was koala, and this actually turned out a lot better than I had anticipated. Even though it is quite zendoodly, there is still big elements on the page, and I'm not always a huge fan of that, but I think between the Inktense paint pans and some of the accents I did with dual hybrid metallic as well as glaze pens, it really makes the page pop. I think this was really fun, and I always enjoy coming in here. I just don't come in here enough. But that is my completed page for Be Relaxed in Color. Coloropoly is hosted by Darren and Sarah over at Chronic Coloring Down Under, and thank you guys for hosting this on a monthly basis. It does make it interesting because it adds just some prompts that I can look for in my monthly coloring. I completed a page out of this, Gabby Wolf's Daydreams, and this was another Olga Rani prompt, and the prompt was rabbit right there. Pretty straightforward. It is mostly alcohol marker, and there's some distress ink. I put distress crayon, but that's not right. There's some distress ink on the background using a stencil. And there's also some Wink of Stella as well as dual hybrid metallic in the page. And I didn't feel the need to extend past these here, but it was fun. And that is Gabby Wolf's Daydreams. I am happy to announce that I finally completed a page out of here, and it was actually both quick and it was fun. And so it was this page right here. This was my second Coloropoly prompt, and it's a rather tall book, so I'm hoping that it's all in frame. Maybe that's better. I can't see when I'm filming, so I kind of just hope everything's going to work out for the best. But my second prompt was mushroom or nature, mushroom or floral, something like that. So this goes for Coloropoly 2022 for mushroom. This also can go for fairy tales for Johanna 2022. I used Inktense paint pans, and then on top of it for the kind of metallic-y sheen, I used my Paul Rubin metallic watercolors, and then I added one of the Tim Holtz stickers here, and it says relax, we're all crazy, it's not a competition. And it was fun, it was straightforward, it was quick. I actually finished this right in the beginning of the month, and let's see, there's some ghosting. You can definitely see the metallic, so that's the Paul Rubin, but I don't know that I'd actually color this page, but two, I don't think it's ruined by any means. Again, you can see some bleed through, but it's not too extensive, and it is definitely a picture. If I wanted to, I could color. But that's this one, my very first completed page. I could have used this towards T and Labella's Color Your Hoard, but my Instagram game is weak. You're going to hear that a lot as well in this video. But that is Snugglepot, Cuddle Pie, and Friends. This is a coloring book. The artist is May Gibbs, and this was a gift from Sarah and Darren over at Chronic Coloring Down Under. So thank you guys for this, and I am very happy that I'm in it and look forward to doing more. I have a completed page out of this one, Modern Witches by Coco Wayo. This was a lovely buddy color with my girl Deb over on Instagram. I'll link her Instagram page below. And this is what I did. I did add the circle element back here, and that way I could just concentrate some background colors just on that. versus feeling the need to do background colors for the rest of it. There's a lot of glitter. Let's see what's on here. So there's Ohuhu, Paul Rubin Metallics, Wink of Stella, Dual Hybrid Metallic, Glaze Pen, White Gel Pen, Winsor and Newton Iridescent Medium, which is this right here. This was gifted to me by my girl Pixie, and that's what is outlining these gems. No, I painted, so sorry, I write what I use, I don't write what I do. So in the gems, I think they're not actually gems, they're stalactites, quartz, I don't know, whatever. These clear rocks, I colored them with alcohol marker. Then I painted them over with some of that iridescent medium, and then any of the black lines, I use white gel pen to go over it. Yeah. I think it's a really pretty page. Thank you so much, Deb. Check out her Instagram for her completed page. It is awesome, as her work is. But this is Modern Witches by Coco Wyo. I have a page completed out of this, Coco Wyo's Find Your Aesthetic. This also could have gone towards Tina Lavella's Color Your Hoard because it is the first page I completed. This was another find and color for Scales, and I believe he's supposed to be like a lawyer dude because of Scales of Justice or something. I'm just realizing that orange looks a bit odd, but whatever. It's a completed page, and it got to the point where it's detailed, and yet there are elements on here that one are kind of big, and I remember that because my blue marker, my initial layer, started to run out, and that kind of mottled look is because even when I put layers on top of it, because the initial layer was kind of, you could tell the marker was running out, it kind of gives a texture to it, which I'm not mad at. But there were elements like the frame I'm really happy with because it was a lot of layers, and I wanted it to look like an antique gold frame, and I think it does. But then by the time I finished with that and then fought his jacket, I'm like, well, I don't know what he's wearing. What is this lawyer with the pink umbrella going to be doing? Yeah, I don't care. I'm over this. So just add some things. And it kind of looks like that, but that's okay. But that is my completed page out of this one, Find Your Aesthetic by Coco Wyo. All right, so this is one of the few books I have doubles of, and it's not because I love the artwork so much, although I do. It's because I have issues sometimes with Amazon, so I put it in my cart, and then I saw a video and I didn't realize I had put it in my cart again, and so color me surprised when I got it. I'm like, wait, I ordered two? Oh, okay. I don't generally do that, but whatever. And so one I keep at work and one I keep at home, and so depending on what prompts are going on that I want to complete, and where I'm at the time, that's why I might color in one or the other. So I just wanted to show you, yeah, I have issues. So the first picture I completed out of Characters Through Worlds and Times by Kristen Karen is this one right here. This was for a finding color of Coffee Cup. I did add the frame and then the double frame right there, just because you guys know I either add text or I try to frame the character in just so that I don't have to feel personally the need to do any more of a background. It's a very bright page. I think this is the one, let's see. No, this one is the one that I keep at home because of the mediums that I used. So I used some of those soft Diverse B gel highlighters, Ohuhu glaze pen, and white gel pen. And I think it looks really pretty, and I'm really happy with it. And what it says is, I'm just waiting to see if my coffee chooses to use its power for good or evil today. And I thought that was appropriate. So that's the first page I completed out of this book. Well, no, the phrasing of that is wrong. It's the first page I completed out of Worlds and Time Characters, and then I'll show you the next one in just a second. This is the one that I keep at work, and this one I completed for Poets. what is it called? Like Pirates for Poet 2022, but then Colorful Pirate here on YouTube as well as on Instagram had Argust, R, like a pirate. And I like when some of my pictures can double up on prompts. I did, again, add a background. So this is actually a box that I had in the office, so I just outlined it. And then I did it again just to kind of frame it. I actually, I could have done a third one, but I think it's fine. And then I added some artwork back here to make it look like a treasure map. And then this here is a little homage to One Piece, the anime that I have been loving lately. And then she is just done in, she's like a fashion pirate because she's kind of sparkle-tastic, and this is not actually very practical for the high seas, but whatever. This is more like that picture you take in the beginning of the year if you're in school, or if you become employee of the year, you're going to look your best, and then you can look all haggard, you know, actually on the job, because who cares? But it was really fun. I was glad I was able to get a picture done. Their hashtag actually went for August and September, and I don't know that I finished any other pirate page in August, but I actually did manage to get 2 done in September. So I'm glad for the hashtags that are running for at least a couple of months, because that gives me some time to prioritize. But yeah, that's my completed page out of my second, Characters Through Worlds and Times, and I will be taking this back to the office. This is another coloring book that I have in the office. I don't get into here much, and if I do, it is because it will fit a prompt out in the community. I got this book back in March 2021 while I was still learning what it is that I liked in the coloring book community. I like fairy tale, I like portrait pictures, but I'm not a fan of coloring either color by colors, which this is, or doing color by numbers. I don't like it. So I don't have any more like this, but I will eventually finish this book. And the page that I completed was this one right here. It was for Olga's prompt of fan. And I purposely left her kimono white because I thought there was enough color on here. And then I did change some of the colors. I didn't actually use this at all. I just colored it the way that I wanted to, and then it makes it a little bit more enjoyable for me. But it's this page right here. This is Kira Shirshneva's Women's World color by color coloring book. I did complete a page out of this Chroma's Area Veil. And this is the page I completed. This is another one that I framed out. I also added the background element because this page is a little weird, and I'm going to have to look through the rest of this, but some of them are just floating objects in space. So I don't even know if there was the water line right here. I don't know if that was on the page or if I put that on the page. Yeah, but it didn't make sense to me. So I felt I needed to put a background on there just to kind of cement it into place. And then this water element, I think looks really good, but that was a mistake. Well, no, it wasn't a mistake. It was my alcohol marker was running out. And so where you see the lines right there, that's when I would do another coloring line. But I think it makes a really good effect. It looks like water, and it makes it look like I'm a lot more clever than I actually am. This actually took a bit of time because there's lots of layers on the wood here, because I didn't really know exactly the direction I wanted the wood to go, but because it is so heavily featured on here, I did want some of the wood to look different from some of the other wood. And then the background elements are very simplistic in nature because there's enough detail in here. I just needed it to look like it was meant to be a picture versus just floating into space. Although some of the ones I've seen on Pixie's gallery that she did, that other colorists and hobbyists have done, oh, they're absolutely beautiful. Now, the picture that was chosen by Pixie for the October color along is this picture right here, and I was hoping it was this one just because it does fit the mood for October, Halloween month, and I am looking forward to this. This one actually has enough of a presence that if anything, I might like kind of dome it out and then just color within the dome and not feel that I have to either add anything else to the background or color all the way to the edges of this. But yes, I am definitely looking forward to doing this picture. This was for Pixie's Area Veil, or I think it's Complete Area Veil monthly challenge. If you have this book, every month she's been posting a picture to complete, and all of that out on Pixie's channel, and any of the channels I mentioned will be linked in the description box below. I do like to work in this on a monthly basis, and it actually was very helpful that Olga had her prompt of scales, because then I completed this page right here. This also goes for my own prompt, coloring the year of the tiger 2022. I just realized I didn't write any notes on here, but that's fine. Most of this is done in alcohol marker. There is some Wink of Stella. There's a bit of dual hybrid metallic and some glaze pen on here. And this is a Libra. Honestly, I only know my own horoscope, so had I not looked up this, or had it not said this, I wouldn't have known what this meant. But Libra always knows more than they say, thinks more than they speak, and sees more than you realize. Never underestimate them. And that horoscope runs from September 23rd through October 22nd. And from the skin pages that I do, a lot of times, unless there's grayscale on the page, they're going to be very flat colored for me, because I know where I can add some shadows by way of their face and their neck. But then adding like cheekbones and whatever, I've attempted that in the past and it has not been as successful as I liked it. So I just go the path of least resistance and just not do it. But that's my completed page out of here. A Zodiac Special from Coloring Heaven. And the artist of this one is Mayumi Ogihara. I completed a page out of this, Ladies of Leisure's 4, a coloring book by Zan Von Zed. This was another buddy color with my girl Deb over from Instagram, and we did this page right here. Hers is absolutely beautiful. I love her artwork that she does, and it was a little interesting because I didn't have a palette, so I actually did the background first. That's done in Distress ink, and then from there I'm like, well, let's just kind of leans into the purples, and then you guys know pink is one of my favorite colors, and it just kind of evolved into this. This is another Tim Holtz sticker. No, that's actually not true. This is actually a text sticker that I picked up from Amazon several months ago. It's from my hand lettering journey over from Etsy. Did I just say Amazon? I think I did. But this is actually an Etsy purchase, and I just picked one from here that I thought would fit. And it says, "A ship is always safe at the shore, but it's not what it was made for." And I just thought, you know, astronaut, spaceship, that fits. And so that's my completed page out of this one. I do love me some Zan Von Zed completed pages. Thank you, Deb, for doing this with me. And that's Ladies of Leisure's 4 by Zan Von Zed. I did do a video starting this with you guys. This is Christina McAllister's Magical Beauties, Book 2. And so this is my completed page. I had started this to show you two different things. One, how I use some of my gel crayons and kind of buff them into the background. And then also this was for Doodle Robots, Crayola's Colors of the World or something challenge. And this is what I finished with. And I have to say, until I added this dual metallic brush, gold ink from Pentel, and I think it's very similar to the pen version by way of the goldiness. I don't think that's a word, but we're going to use it. I'm already struggling with words today. This just makes it really easy. And this here, I nearly broke it, but it's actually a pump. But until I added the gold elements, I was not really happy with the page. It needed something, but I didn't want to diverge from the kind of neutral colors, and I didn't want to take away from any of the color palette right here, because I think it could have popped with like blues or even reds, but I think the gold brings enough of an accent to this that it looks way more interesting to me than it did before I added the gold element. But yeah, it was actually a really easy page to do because a lot of it was already done with the gel crayons, and then it was just adding some textures and tones with some of the Crayola water-based markers. Guys, I am struggling today with my words. I've been up for several hours. I don't know what's going on, but that is Magical Beauties coloring book number 2 by Christina McAllister. I do have a completed page out of this one, Carla Magana's Fashion Circus. And it's this page right here. And yeah, this was another page chosen for the prompt heart for Olga Rani's Find and Color. I think all of these elements are actually on the page. I don't remember adding the hearts. And I don't know that I added the triangle. Yeah, I don't think I did. But it had enough of background elements that I didn't feel the need to add anything more. I do like to name these characters. So her name is Carlotta, and the text on her page says, "Darling girl, when all else fails, join the circus." She's very colorful. She's very pretty. This is one of the coloring books that I keep at work, and I know that because this particular green is a Sharpie. I do love it, but I will be taking this back to work. And again, that's a completed page out of Fashion Circus by Carla Magana. I have a completed page out of this one, RJ Hampson's Night Garden. This was a buddy color with my girl Colorist Jen over on Instagram. I'll link her page below. And we did this one right here. And this is the page that I completed. Hers is absolutely beautiful. Hers really reminds me of like Arabian Nights, which is weird because, I mean, literally it's the same page, but just the vibe is completely different. Now, I have 2 Dragonfly glaze paints. One is full spectrum and one is blue, green, gold. And so that's the cup, that's the top there. Now, I did not realize, I don't swatch anything and I don't read anything, so I just thought the ones with these little stickers here that look white in the bottle, I thought I only had 2. And then when I was looking for the Dragonfly glaze, I realized, oh wait, the Ceramic Coat Cosmic Glaze or Cosmo Glaze are also white with shimmer. So I don't actually know what I used on this page because I know I used 2 different ones, but I couldn't tell you which one because I honestly thought I only had one like that. I have too much stuff. Anyway, whatever I used, I did a base of alcohol marker on this border here. And then I went on top of that with one of those, either the Dragonfly or the Cosmo Glaze. Couldn't tell you which one because I didn't realize I had 2 different kinds. Yeah, that's on me. And then I did the same thing, alcohol marker beneath this, and then another one of those glazes on top of it. So yeah, I mean, totally not helpful, but it is shimmery and sparkly, and so you're welcome, but I'm also very sorry. But that is a completed page with my girl Jen out of this page right here, RJ Hampson's Night Garden. I have 2 pages completed out of this. This is a long-standing buddy color with my girl Patty. Patty both has an Instagram page as well as a YouTube page. I'll link her YouTube channel below. And she has got, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 pages to do to complete this book. And I think we're going to actually continue to do that together until we're finished with it. I am looking at getting Ikuko's Japanese girl coloring book because Ikuko does have 4. We do have the other one, the Elegant Faces. She also has a mermaid's one, but I'm not really drawn to that one. But the Japanese one, and I think it is Japanese Girls, that one is absolutely beautiful. So once we get closer to the end of this, and then I'll see if she still has any pictures available in the other one, then I'll look perhaps in getting the other Ikuko, because I do enjoy doing these Ikuko body colors with my girl Patty. But the first page we did, her page was different because I mixed this up last month. So this is the one she did last month. I did another one, and that's the one she did this month. But this was actually a really quick color. I believe I finished this on September 30th. Of course, I didn't write it down. But most of this is done with the gel crayon in the background. There's some quick alcohol marker work on here, and then there's some Spectrum Gold glaze pen on top of that, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. So I think it's a really interesting page, and it does help that Ikuko has such an interesting art style that you don't actually need to do a lot, and just bringing in some different colors actually helps with that. And then this is a Tim Holtz sticker, and it says, "Darling, you are a work of art." And then the second page I did was this one right here. And this one was a lot of fun, although a little time consuming. I did use some purple metallic acrylic paint, and I had to put several coats, and I have issues with patience, meaning I don't have much. So I could have probably done another 2 or 3 coats because I do see some patchiness, especially in here, but no, it's a completed page. We're done. I also used some gold foiling type of paint on the outside, and then just to really pop it, I did put some black alcohol marker just to so you could see the frame. And then she's done in alcohol markers, mostly with just a little bit of Prisma just to add a little bit of blush here, and then there's tons of Wink of Stella in here for her little ruffle thing. And I was going back and forth between adding some color to the background here, but I thought this popped enough. But I did add some text again from Tim Holtz sticker. This is one of the snarky ones, and this says, "A penny for your thoughts seems a little pricey." And isn't she giving you the attitude that, yeah, she could actually be thinking that? But that is my 2 completed pages, Buddy Colors with Patty, out of Ikuko's Surreal Fantasy. And then the last page from stack number 1, that stack I showed you guys, is this. I will also show you this in a haul video that I'll actually be filming after this. But this is Chris Ortega's A Colorless Kingdom Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1, and I don't think I'll get it. And the completed page is this one right here. Again, another prompt for Olga Rani, which was heart. I kind of did like that 2 of the pages that I submitted for that gallery were really cutesy hearts, and then one was a little more gory. A lot of this was done with Graffitint paint. A lot of the background was done. Some of his coat was done. Some alcohol marker on top of that, and then some glaze and dual hybrid metallic. So this is another one that I struggle with because I find the artwork very interesting, but there's also still very big elements, and sometimes those are actually more difficult for me to deal with than having something more like this. There's lots of elements on the page. Because there's lots of little elements, I feel it's just more interesting to me than something like this that has lots of big elements. But because I really liked this page, because of the heart aspect, that's why I completed it. But yeah, that is a completed page out of Chris Ortega's A Colorless Kingdom Volume 2. All right, stack number 2 begins with this, Meine Reise durch Europa by Rita Berman. I might be doing an Amazon Japan order very shortly, and they have the Asian book she just released on there, so I might get it there. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of Book Depository. This one I still have yet to post to Instagram, but I did this specifically for Poet Spice's, what is it, Masquerade color along. It's a color along she's hosting from September and October, and this was a lot of work because there's a lot of layers on here, but I am really happy with the outcome. So as you can see, there's some alcohol markers, and there are just some books that I know, to include Rita Berman and Lulu Mayo, that I know I'm never going to finish the entire book, nor do I want to. I just want to do the pages I want to do and call it a day. And so I will sacrifice pages. But then on top of that, I have one of those glaze acrylic paints. I couldn't tell you which one. And then there is lots of dual hybrid metallic on here, as well as glaze pens, because I just wanted something that was really fun, really vibrant, and just gave me sort of carnival. And I also have some of this. Poet had sent to me these Nouveau crystal drops in this pinky color, bubblegum blush. So yeah, I need to take a picture of this to post to Instagram for that hashtag. But it was actually a lot of fun, and I am happy that I completed it. And that is Meine Reise durch Europa by Rita Berman. So this is towards Grogu in 2022. I did our group buddy color. I didn't do it on film just because I actually ran out of September. There was one more page I wanted to do and I just ran out of time. So I did do this. I took it to work and I did it during one of my lunch breaks the last week of September. And I purposely did the sky this way because when I was riding into work that morning, there were lots of grays and kind of oranges in the sky, and I thought that was just really interesting looking. So I kind of replicated that. And then he's actually done, because I did this at work, there's some Mondo Llama for his skin, but this is actually done in a couple of different Tombow alcohol markers that I have at work, and I really love how smooth that looks. I'm gonna actually have to bring those home because yeah, that looks awesome to me. And then the rest of it's like, I just need this page to be done. I'm pretty sure this was actually in the series, but you guys know I have to pay attention to things, so I'm not exactly where this is or what he's doing or what he's thinking, but what I wrote was, Grogu was having the kind of week that he really just needed to see the end of. So he was channeling the Force to help center his mind and push that week into oblivion. This is the way. Now, the group buddy color for October is this one right here. This will also go for the Morgan O scavenger hunt prompt for October of Bug. The Morgan O scavenger hunt prompt for September was flower, and that's the picture that I just could not get done. And so it's a little bummer, but whatever, I can do as much as I can do. But yeah, this is the picture for October, and I'm looking forward to doing this. And that is Morgan O'Brien's The Way Home. I completed a page out of this. It's a really difficult book for me to title because I'm not exactly sure exactly what it's called, because when I tried to Google translate this using my phone, it comes out with Kamo's Fashionable Coloring Book Tokimaki Marsh. But then when I go to Amazon Japan, kind of cut and paste this into Google Translate online, then it came out with something different. But it's these two guys shopping. If you're interested, let me know in the comments and I can just give you an Amazon Japan link. It won't be an affiliate, but at least it'll get you to the coloring page. And I completed this page right here. This was the second one that I did for a Poet and Colorful Pirates pirate type of prompt for August and September. This one was done in Twistables, and I thought the flow woods worked well on this paper. Now, I don't do a lot of pencil work, but I did want to try them on this paper. The ocean is done in the Twistables, and I felt I had to kind of fight with that. The flow wood, they seem to be kind of a layering pencil where you got some good effects if you put a lot of layers on it. I don't generally do a lot of layers, but it was small enough, and I did this over a period of a couple of days, where I felt that I liked the effect of it, where there is still a little bit of depth and texture to it, but it didn't hurt my hand too much. By the time I got to the plane though, I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna add some Tombow water marker and some dual glaze pen, or some glaze pen, not dual, and just call it a day because I was over it. But I really liked doing this, and so that's a completed page out of this book, Tokimaki Marsh, and I got this from Amazon Japan. I completed a page out of this, Funo Yanagawa's Around the World Trip. This is actually a very late, this was done on September 30th because I wanted another prompt for Olga Rani's fan weekly challenge. And this was very straightforward because it's just two different glaze pens. This is the black and red dual hybrid metallic, and this is the gold dual hybrid metallic. And I thought that was sufficient enough. A lot of these books, because I do have 3 different styles from her, might be done in this way, where I just have a very limited color palette and I use it. It is rather thin paper. Not like Amazon printed paper, but it is thin. But I don't see that there's any ghosting in here. So that's good. that is my completed page out of this one, Around the World Trip by Funo Yanagawa. This is another one that I got from Amazon Japan. If you are interested, just let me know. I don't generally link things in my videos, but some of the ones from Amazon Japan can be difficult to find. So I certainly can just go through my orders list and just kind of link it that way. I completed a page out of this one. I think this is the Erie's Fairy Tale Around the World book, and this was actually done for Pixie's Disney Challenge. The theme was Pascal from Tangled, which is a Rapunzel story, and so I did Rapunzel. I realize now, I think her workaround was the lizard and not necessarily Rapunzel. But I don't care. I did it anyway. But this one was done in Inktense paint pans, white gel pen, Prismacolor, and this is for Pixie's Disney coloring of Tangled. Although again, I think it was that little lizard that was the focus, not so much her. Whatever, it's a completed page. It didn't dawn on me until just now, because I did recently see her Disney challenge video for this October, and then I'm like, oh no, it was the lizard. It wasn't her. Whatever. But this is out of Erie's Fairy Tales Around the World coloring book. All right, guys, this one right here kind of made me want to cry, because this is Doming's World Fairy Tales. I love this coloring book. I love this paper, but I ran into some issues. So again, this is another one for Pixie's Disney coloring of, again, I don't think it was Rapunzel. It was actually Pascal, but whatever. And I was good with it. And then. So I did her skin in Tombow water-based marker. And I don't know what I did, but she looked horrible. Absolutely horrible. So much to the point where I'm like, I don't want to show this, because her skin just looked that bad, because there's quite a bit. It was like one of these where there's quite a bit of gray scaling on it, and whatever color combo that I had just made her look ratchet. And by then I'd already had maybe a couple of hours into this, because there's lots of layers on here. And so on top of this, I used, I think, an alcohol marker. You can't really see it because there's over here, but I'm pretty sure that's the only place that I used alcohol marker. She does look better. She doesn't look great, but she looks way better than she did before. But yeah, this actually made me really sad. So it makes me less sad now. But just thinking about that, I was sitting here for a while thinking, I don't want to show. I don't want to show this page. It's just because the artwork is so beautiful. I'm never worried that I've ruined something that the artist will feel like I'm just disrespecting them. I mean, I bought this. They got my money. There's no disrespect at all. But it was just, I don't know what I did, and I don't know how to fix it, and it just makes me want to cry. Less so now. I think the effort is there. Some of my other pages in here, I think I did get a lot better effect. But yeah, that's my completed page out of this one, Doming's World Fairy Tales. This I did pick up from Amazon Japan, and this was for Pixie's Disney coloring, although again, I think I just kind of got that all wrong, which makes it funny to me. We're actually nearing the end of the completed pages. This is actually the second to last book, but I did this as a buddy color with my girl Meg over at Disney Megs, and we did this page right here. This is another one where my lack of swatching kind of punched me in the boob, because first of all, I was actually looking at a reference picture, because the thing with Disney pictures is I want them to kind of look like what they're supposed to. And so I knew the colors that I wanted it to be, but I don't swatch things. I just put things down to paper. And so this is Inktense paint pans for the background. And I thought it was going to be a lot more aqua teal-y, and it was this. I'm like, wait, that's not what I wanted. So, okay, whatever. We're just going to focus on Pinocchio then. And then I chose an alcohol marker. as you can see. And he was rather dark. I don't swatch them. I'm like, no, it should be fine. It says it's this color. The cap looks this color. It's fine. It's fine. And then I put it down on his face, no less. It's not like I started with a limb. On his face, I'm like, oh, that's not the color that I wanted. So what you see here, this mottled effect, is actually using one of those colorless blenders you get with your alcohol marker sets. Usually it's the 0, and just layers and layers on top of that to kind of strip some of the color back. I actually am not mad at this, but yeah, I'm like, wait, you can't go wrong doubly on such an iconic picture with such an iconic character, right? I mean, you can, clearly. But I was like, oh, I don't want to show Meg because I know hers is going to be beautiful, and it was. Definitely go and check out her Instagram as well as her YouTube channel. Again, linked below. But I'm like, it's a buddy color. I'm not going to buy the book again just so that I can hide the fact that I am not a swatcher, and sometimes it just bites me in the butt. But yeah, completed page out of this one. We actually will be doing this one right here. This is for her Meg's Alphabet Challenge, ABC Challenge. I never write it down. But the challenge for October is H. And so we're doing this because Lilo and Stitch are set in Hawaii. But yes, completed page out of this one. This was from Lyrica, Tour de Monde by Hache Heroes. And the artist is Charlotte Mendez. And my final completed page is out of Hannah Carlzon's latest book, City Amongst the Stars. This was gifted to me by the amazing Sarah over at Chronic Coloring Down Under. And the page that I'm doing the group buddy color for September was this one right here. So what I'm doing is every month until the end of 2022, I'm choosing a different page. So this is the one that I chose for August, and then I chose to do this one for September. And the color palettes are very similar because I did base at the same time I was doing this one, but instead of doing the same background, which I think could have worked, I used instead a metallic acrylic paint, and it's modeled on purpose because I just couldn't get the formula to coagulate, or whatever the word is. I've been talking for over an hour now and I'm exhausted. But I really am happy with this, except for her face. This is not alcohol marker work, and that is my medium of choice when it comes to skin. So it actually does have a base of gel crayon. And then I did some pencil work over that, but I didn't know exactly how to shade this. And so her nose looks a little broken because there are some weird shadows going on there. Cause again, I didn't know exactly how to do it. I knew how to do this part because I'm assuming the light is coming here and this would be more shadow, but it looks like she's got kind of a bruise going on here. Maybe she was in a fight with the chicken bird. I don't know, but it looks interesting, but not in so much a way that I wanted it to look interesting like that. But overall, I am very happy with the picture. It's just like, yeah, I struggle with skin in books where I don't use alcohol markers. And even when I do alcohol markers, I struggle with skin, but at least it looks more flat. But yeah, that's the completed page for September. And then the page I chose for the October color along, so if you have this book, go ahead and use this, is this page right here. This counts towards the hashtag Hannah K in the City 2022. Although any page from any Hannah Carlzon book will go for the hashtag Reach for the Stars Hannah K 2022. So that's the last completed page that I have for the month of September. So I'll go ahead and put this away and I'll show you my journal. All right, so this is my Maisie Lane Co. journal. This is where I keep some of my coloring book information. And so we're gonna go through this together. And I don't have monthly goals by way of pages or by way of books, but I do have a yearly focus that I want to look at. And so that is what this page tracks right here. So let's go through this together. All right, so for September, yet another month where I did not complete an opal page, but I did complete Zan van Zed, Carla Magana, Mythographic I had started, but I just didn't have enough time. Erie, yes. Joanna Basford, no. Reptiloids, no. That's a bit of a fail. Kuko, yes. 10 by 10, that's a no. Hardback book, yes. Alphabet and pencil challenge that Corey's doing, I did not do that. Hello New Year, the guy with the heart could have counted towards that. Again, I like to focus on the hashtag, not necessarily post to it. Random color generator, that was a no. One color challenge, that was a no. Fantasy for Tammy's 50th, actually any of the pages could have gone for that. Pixie's Disney coloring, yes. Meg's ABC color challenge, yes. Grogu in 2022, yes. Morgan O scavenger hunt, which is my own hashtag, that was a fail. Fairy tales for stories, or fairy tales and stories for Johanna, that was a yes. Coloring the Year of the Tiger, that was a yes. Hannah K in the City, yes. And Reach for the Stars, yes. So not bad. And then this is the untouched coloring books that I had through May 2022. So let's go through here. Snuggle Pots and Cuddle Pies, actually finally completed one in here. So that's good. And we did Around the World Trip, I believe, by Funo Yanagawa. And Fairy Tale World, nope. Dreams of Dragons, nope. Entangled Landscapes, nope. Fantasy Season, nope. Mythographic Voyage, nope. And Ville Sauvage, nope. So we're making some good headway. I do want to get at least one completed page out of all of these books by the end of the year. And then, so the prompt for Finding Color for Olga Rani was Fan. That's the one that just the gallery got posted today. It is October 2nd. And then the new one is Feather. So I'll be looking for some pages for that. And then her autumn prompt, and she did clarify today, it goes from September through the end of November, is Beauty and the Beast. Go ahead and check out her channel. Of course, it's going to be linked in the description box below. And do I have anything else in here? Oh, Coloropoly. I don't have my prompts yet, but I did complete both of those. All right, well, that is the end of this video. Let me know if you had any favorite completed pages. Again, I'm always surprised at the end of the month how much I get done, because I read a lot this month, and so I did not, there were days that I actually didn't color anything, and so when I put these videos together, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. It helps that I have no life, and that way I can spend all my time doing what I want. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for now. And as always, aloha.